I'm Barely, and I'm a professional unicyclist, sword swallower. I do sideshow.
Besides swords, I do my size here. I do a pull stick. I've swallowed pinwheels. I've swallowed glow sticks, coat hangers. I've swallowed a lot of things. It originated in India 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. I think is the earliest records of it. And it was a way to show your connection with the gods. You know, the bed of nails, fire, walking on hot coals, swallowing swords. All that began in India and later spread out. And it hit America really big with the circus. Is when America really saw it for the first time, mainstream-wise.
I wanted to get a world record, of course, because I wanted to prove something to myself. I wanted to be able to say, hey, I have one world record. And I'm not greedy. I didn't want to go get a bunch of them. I just wanted one. And the record that I attempted was the most push-ups with a sword down your throat. And previously, when I had first began training for it, Nick Penny held the record at 6. Right before I was going to do it, a couple months before, Dan Meyer broke it at 21, and then I broke it in front of a live crowd here in San Antonio at 25. I set the new record, and so I officially have the world record for most consecutive push-ups while swallowing a sword. When I was much younger, I had a bacteria infection in the stomach that caused me to lose 70 pounds in 7 months. I was throwing up every day. It was not a fun time in my life. I was hospitalized 14 times. And I had a major phobia of throwing up. I got sick. To me, puking meant death. So whenever
I would get sick from that point on, I would freak out. I couldn't handle it. Red is definitely one of my inspirations. There's a few sword swallowers out there that I really admire. Red is honestly one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And he's very knowledgeable. And when I first contacted him, I was legitimately just interested in knowing about sword swallowing. I wasn't wanting to perform it. I wasn't wanting to learn it. I was scared. I was interested in the medical side of it. And it wasn't until after I talked with him for a little bit and I did my own research and stuff that I realized, hey, this would be a great opportunity for me to not only gain another act, but to overcome my mental phobia of puking. Yeah, I've actually been hurt a few times. The most common injury is a sore throat, which your throat is just really, it hurts to swallow, and sometimes you have to go on a liquid diet for a while. I've bruised my insides. That was not fun. And then also, I've slit my throat. I had somebody pull a blade out, and actually blood was coming down the blade, and it scared them half to death. And me too, of course, but I had some ice water, and the cold actually stopped the bleeding, luckily. People think that sword swallowing is fake, and it's not. In fact, Webster's dictionary defines a sword swallower as somebody who pretends to swallow a sword or other rigid object, and that's not the case. They think that it collapsed up in the handle or something like that, and it's a trick because some magicians do fake it, but there are people that can really control their body. When you swallow a sword, it enters the mouth. You have to repress the gag reflex in the throat. It goes behind the epiglottis. You have to find the correct tunnel. It goes into the esophagus. It nudges between the lungs. It actually pushes your heart forward slightly, believe it or not. Goes down. You now have a reflex in the esophagus that you're fighting, along with this, and then your stomach retches. And you have stomach retching. Plus, taste is a big factor. Like, there's a lot to it. Anyone that wants to learn the sword swallow, I send a red for someone that's been doing it for 15 plus years. This is, for me, I'm fresh out of college. Yes, I know how to do it. Yes, I'm very good at it, but I'm not qualified to teach. And anyone that has not been doing it for a long, long time, I don't feel should be teaching. That's my personal opinion.
A lot of people go for, when they perform, they go for standing ovations. I go for falling ovations. I like to make people pass out. It's kind of fun.